What if I told you that a $400 trillion change has already begun and that XRP is the key to it all? This is a real number, not just something made up. Through quiet partnerships with some of the biggest names in finance, XRP is slowly starting to take over this real huge market. Because of how big it is, what's happening is a story that has been told behind closed doors, but never on a big stage. Just to give you an idea, the total value of the Bitcoin market reached about $2.5 trillion at its peak. It's possible that the market will be 160 times bigger. The most shocking thing is that there is strong proof that this isn't just a dream, but something that could happen within the next 10 years. Anyone who is serious about making money should be interested in this future. I need to be honest before we go into more detail about how these financial tectonic plates are moving. It's something I've worked my whole life to get good at. Finding these hidden connections and huge chances before they make the news. That's exactly why I made the XRP Millionaire Blueprint. This isn't just another PDF that you read through. It's the result of over 10 years of hard work researching, investing, and studying the market in depth. Along with step-by-step instructions, it will show you how to find the next big chances before anyone else does. Read the description below for the link. If you're ready to see the market with clarity and plan, click on it. As I move through both public and private financial groups, I keep hearing the same story. That this market is heading straight for a huge peak in the fourth quarter of 2025. There are investors carefully planning their exits for November or December on social media and in chat groups. They are completely sure that the music is about to stop for stocks, gold, crypto, and everything else. They think this is the end of the cycle for good. What if, though, that widely held opinion is a huge mistake? What if the timeline that everyone is mindlessly following is horribly wrong? I'm here to tell them that the knowledge they don't have leads to a very different and more dangerous future. Take a look around. There are clear signs. Things like Bitcoin, the S&P 500, and valuable metals are all going up. A new record of heights is being reached by them. Gold is breaking through limits that were once thought to be impossible. Even with the later drop, Bitcoin's market capitalization recently hit an amazing $2.54 quadrillion. The question this immediately brings up is a very important one. Do the markets just seem to be very strong today? Or is the US dollar, our standard currency, starting to fall apart under its own weight? Even if it makes you feel bad, the answer is both. This isn't just another bull market. We are the first people to see the start of a new era in finance, which we can only call the AI and real-world asset revolution. This isn't just another bubble in speculation that will burst. It's a huge change in the way things are done, on the same scale as the Industrial Revolution. The constant devaluation of the dollar is speeding up this change. The dollar is having its worst year since 1973, with a 10% drop so far this year. Because of this, capital from small individual investors to the biggest banks has to look for safety in hard assets. They are putting a lot of money into gold, growth stocks, and coins. And there are no signs that the driver of this devaluation will slow down. Since the Federal Reserve is indicating more rate cuts and politicians are openly talking about giving out more multi-thousand-dollar stimulus checks, the money supply is going to grow even more. It's an easy solution that can't be changed. When more dollars are chasing the same number of assets, those assets must go through the roof in terms of their dollar value. Anyone who is an investor with even a little insight is putting their money into assets that will be safe during this inflationary storm. It has been made very clear that digital assets like XRP are one of the main goals. People who don't like this new age will point to historical charts that show that 56% of the stock market is now made up of technology-related stocks. Even the crazy high point of the 2000 dot-com bubble is less than this number. They will scream bubble from the roofs, saying that a terrible collapse is about to happen. But this view is dangerously narrow-minded and lacks knowledge of history. We need to go further back in time to fully understand how things are now. It has always been the market that shows what makes society grow, be productive, and move forward. During the second industrial revolution, did anyone call the huge rise in spending by individuals that they didn't have to? Of course not. It was a clear sign of a basic shift in what people can do. We switched from making things by hand to using machines, and from horse-drawn carts to cars. The level of productivity went through the roof, and that huge jump was simply mirrored in the markets. Seeing how AI and blockchain technology are coming together now is like seeing a digital repeat of that same event that changed everything. It's going at the speed of light this time. This brings us right back to that huge $400 trillion number. Where did that number come from? The tokenization of real-world assets, or RWA, is where this new change gets its start. This is the real final goal of cryptocurrency that no one talks about. It was never only about making new kinds of digital money. It's about making a new method for owning and trading value that is very efficient. It's about giving each physical and digital object on Earth a unique digital token on a safe blockchain. This includes every share of stock, every deed to a property, every ounce of gold, and every work of art. This isn't a science fiction story. Big names in finance like BlackRock, Van, and Grayscale aren't just guessing about this future. They are building it right now, spending a huge amount of money to build the framework for this new global banking system. And it's not a surprise that these institutions that shape the world are turning to one player in this high-stakes game of financial chess. For people who want to see BlackRock, Vansi, and Securitize make a big deal directly with Ripple, the moves have been made in plain sight. Why? Because if you want to build a whole new global banking system from scratch, you need an engine that can handle an unimaginable amount of work. On a first-generation network like Bitcoin's, this huge tokenization of all the world's goods is just not possible. It cannot handle enough data, is too slow, or works too poorly. The deals would be so slow and expensive that they would be impossible to do. But what about a network that was carefully planned from the start to do just that? A shared ledger that can handle up to 40,000 events per second for very little money. Now, the XRP system doesn't just look like a good choice, it looks like the clear winner for the throne of global banking transactions. This is the beauty that everyone wants to see spread around the world. So, if the old 4-year cycle timelines are no longer useful because of the rise in output, when will this market really reach its peak?